Geelong! 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 Go Kellett!
Before Paul started teaching here, I knew of this person that they referred to in the cheer squad as Teach, and how passionate he was, how that he attends every match. He'll travel to 2 matches in a day because he's got connections with the AFL and the VFL, and so he'll even go to an AFL match somewhere and a VFL match somewhere else on the one day where possible. So he's very colourful, knew of this particular identity, and all of a sudden Paul turned up and the penny dropped. That I discovered that the person that, this legend, this passionate supporter of Geelong, was actually a member of our staff. And so it's all developed from there.
Oh, that's 50! That is 50! That's 50! Yeah, boy! Oh. Check your rule book!
Well, I'm sure as a football supporter, Paul's interest goes further than that because he assists with the VFL. But when the VFL games don't clash with AFL, he is at the games, and I would say that he is an extremely passionate person as a football supporter for the Geelong Football Club.
Party, party, party! Aye, aye, aye! Party! Aye! Party! Aye! Party, party, party! Aye, aye, aye!
Paul is totally dedicated to the VFL. Paul is the man that is at every VFL game. He's at every AFL game. I've even known Paul to go to a VFL game in Melbourne. The AFL's playing Saturday night in Sydney. Paul will catch a plane from Melbourne to Sydney to be in there in time for the night game. Same if we're in Adelaide. Whenever you go, I don't know how he ever survives, but he never wears any clothes. He's always in shorts and things like that. You'll always find Paul banging on the fence, but encouraging all the players.
Yeah, my name's Paul Kellett, and I'm also known as Teach in the cheer squad because I teach. Strange about that. Anyway, I've been a fan since I was just a toddler. My grandparents on both sides fathers on both sides were big Geelong supporters. One because he was a country man and farmer, and so I supported the country team, which was the Geelong team. And the other was actually a trainer. He used to train and do all the training stuff for the Geelong Footy Club.
Well, this is Billy Brownless. I called him after Billy Brownless. Well, it was actually my daughter's cat, and she wanted the name for the cat. So I thought, I'll go through the football team. So we started with Gary. No, that's not a very good cat's name. So I said, no, what about Billy? Oh, Billy, that's right. So we got Billy. That's how he came, Billy, and I said Billy Brownless.
Well, I grew up in Geelong, born in the local hospital, then went to local Roslyn Primary School, then went to Belmont High. After that went to Deakin. So I used to actually treadle out on my bike. So yeah, that's my education. Then I did my dip ed at Aquinas in Ballarat. After I worked at Geelong Performing Arts Centre for 4 or 5 years, which was great. It was really good. I was also heavily involved in student politics at Deakin Uni. And, well, Julia Gillard will remember me probably, because she was involved in it at the same time. She was president of AUS at the time, Australian Union Students, and I was the delegate and won all these votes and blah blah. It's interesting who you get to meet, like Peter Costello.
Now we'll go DJ. 1, 2, 3. Go DJ! Gilly. 1, 2, 3. Go Gilly! Maddie first. 1, 2, 3. Go first! Catters. 1, 2, 3. Go Catters!
Very loud, very out there. Nobody can miss him. Everybody knows him.
I've been at Newcombe Secondary College, where I'm now, for just about 2 years. 2 years and this term, actually, to be exact. Yes, previous I taught at Sebastopol in Ballarat for 11 years, and it was 8 years in, 7 a bit in Sale, at Sale Tech. Yeah. So I've been across the place, yes. Me, wearing shorts all the time. All right, yeah, they're over there. Because it's in, what is it? Unity, in solidarity with the players, because they have to freeze in them, right? So I do too, I suppose. So that's why. And from partly a practical point of view too, because when you're at Telstra Home and you got all the floggers in front of you, right? It's just hot, right? Particularly when I'm jumping up and down and screaming and yelling and all that sort of stuff. It's literally hot, right? You actually sweat, right? Well, I do anyway. So, so that's the main reason. There's probably 2 reasons, yeah. But the first one's a more important one. So yeah.
Michael. Yeah, Michael. I had them set up too, so the thing was there.
Town was a total standstill, right? All the main blocks in town were just full with cars and people, and so I thought, I've got to get back up and tell them, apart from promising Jen that I'd come back up. So I raced back up, got there up a bit after 12, and Chappie's girlfriend, good on you, got me in, and went into the dinner, and by the time I got in, they'd all gone down to the bus, righto? So I've raced back outside and gone down to the bus, and I'm going, you should see what's going on in Geelong. It is amazing. You should see what you have created. It is just so good. So raced to, so I told as many of them as I could as I were getting on the bus, and apparently Nath made it back. And sat in one of his mates' cars with a hoodie on and drove through town watching it all, Nathan Ablett. So, and which would have been special for him, I hope. Yeah. And I'd imagine they saw it on YouTube, and some of them got to experience it. But at the end of that night, so eventually I had tea at something like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and because I spoke to people after the dinner as they were coming out and whatever else, and their families and whatever. That was really cool. Then raced to, came back down here, right? And I couldn't get in anywhere. I hadn't had a drink or anything. I hadn't, to celebrate it, I actually hadn't drunk anything yet. And I was thinking, I need to get a drink. So I come down to here to get, nightclubs down here. Get to the Morwell Street corner, and there was this massive lineup of people who were, just waiting for taxis. Went for over a block. And who comes around the corner, and he goes, "Hey, Teach, give me a lift home, will you, please?" He goes, "Please." And it was the Brownlow medalist. That was so cool. It was just so fantastic. And I just went, I'm going to give the Brownlow medalist home just after he's won a premiership. Oh, yeah! So, yeah, that's what happened. It was great, yeah. So that was really special. But I was lucky because when we won the premiership for the VFL, this was the best thing that happened, actually. That was really special. They invited me back to their celebration on the Sunday night after it, and James Byrne, the captain, and Vic and that, and it was fantastic with their families and stuff. It was just magic. And so the VFL it was just brilliant. Yeah. Go the VFL. I've bunked off enough, so I better go and do some banner. So I'll see you on Saturday. All right, when the Catters will win. Go the Catters! I know. See you guys.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all. We are Geelong, we're always on the ball.
Go the Canners!